Okay, so if you're an unpaid carer in Scotland, listen up. There's a really important new benefit called the Carer Support Payment. We're going to break down exactly what it is, who it's for, and how you can apply for it. Let's dive right in.
Right, let's get straight to the point. The number you really need to know? £83.30. Yep, that's the weekly payment you could be getting. And let's be honest, that can make a huge difference.
So this payment has actually replaced the old carers allowance in Scotland. We're going to walk you through everything, how it works, who can get it, and what you need to do to claim it. Here's what we've got lined up. We'll start with the absolute basics. Then we'll get into eligibility, how it plays with other benefits, the nitty-gritty of applying, and finally, where you can turn for a bit more help.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1. What exactly is carer support? Let's get the fundamentals down. So in a nutshell, this is now the main benefit for unpaid carers in Scotland. If you're putting in 35 hours or more of care every week, this financial support is specifically designed for you. And here are a few key things you've got to know. It's paid by Social Security Scotland. Crucially, it's not based on your savings, so don't let that put you off. It is taxable, but the payment itself is below the tax threshold. And here's a great bonus. You automatically get an extra supplement payment twice a year.
Now for the million-dollar question. Could this actually be for you? Let's jump into the eligibility rules and find out.
Here it is, a simple 6-point checklist. So you need to be caring for someone who gets a specific disability benefit. You're doing that for at least 35 hours a week, and you're 16 or older. There's an earnings cap, some rules if you're students, and of course, you have to live in Scotland. If you're nodding along to these, you're definitely on the right track.
That 35 hours rule can sound a bit rigid, but it's actually pretty flexible. It's not just about hands-on physical help. It also includes things like just keeping an eye on someone to make sure they're safe, and all those practical tasks like cooking or cleaning. One key thing to remember, though, even if you care for 2 or 3 people, you can only claim this for one of them.
Let's talk about that earnings cap, because this is super important. It's £196 a week, but, and this is a big but, that's what you earn after they take off your income tax, your national insurance, and even half of your pension contributions. So what that means is you can actually earn quite a bit more than £196 and still be eligible.
All right, now we're getting into what can be the trickiest bit, how this payment bumps up against other benefits. Don't worry, we're going to make this as clear as possible.
So here's a situation that comes up all the time. You tick all the boxes, you're eligible, but you're also getting another benefit, like your state pension, that technically overlaps with it. So should you just forget about it? No, absolutely not. And here's why you should still apply. You see, there are 2 ways this can go. Either you get the $83.30 paid directly to you, or you get something called underlying entitlement. This is the clever part. It means even if you don't get the cash itself, just having that entitlement can unlock extra money in your other benefits.
And how much extra are we talking? Well, this underlying entitlement can trigger something called a carer premium or a carer addition in your other benefits, and that can be worth around £46.40 a week. It's like a hidden bonus that so many people miss out on.
Let's look at a real-life example to see how this works. Take Rahila. She couldn't actually get paid the carer support payment because she was on the state pension. But because she applied and got that underlying entitlement, her weekly pension credit payment went up by £46.40. She's better off just for putting in the claim.
Okay, stop for a second. This is a really, really important warning, so please pay close attention. Before you apply, you must check this. If the person you're caring for gets a severe disability premium that's worth about £82.90 a week, they could lose it if you start getting paid the carer support payment. It is absolutely essential to talk it over with them and get some proper advice first.
Right, so if you think you're eligible and you're ready to go for it, let's look at your action plan. To make life easier, it's a good idea to gather a few things before you start. You'll need your own national insurance number and bank details, obviously, but you'll also need the name, address, and date of birth for the person you care for, plus their NI number if they're over 16. The good news is you've got options for how to apply. You can do it online at mygov.scot, which is usually the quickest way, but you can also do it over the phone, set up an in-person meeting, or even ask for a paper form to mail in. And here is a fantastic pro tip for you. Don't leave money on the table. When you're making your claim, you can actually ask for it to be backdated for up to 13 weeks. As long as you are eligible during that time, you could get a nice lump sum. Just remember, you are not in this alone. This can all feel a bit complicated, so let's look at where you can get some expert help and advice.
These are your go-to contacts. Social Security Scotland are the people you apply to, but for that expert one-on-one advice about your own situation, places like the Carers UK helpline and Citizens Advice Scotland are just brilliant.
So let's quickly recap the 3 big takeaways. Number 1, you could get £83.30 a week. Number 2, never underestimate the power of that underlying entitlement. It can be a real game changer for your other benefits. And number 3, and this is the most important, always check how your claim might affect the person you're caring for before you do anything.
So we'll leave you with this question. Now that you've got the inside track on how this all works, could this payment, or even just that hidden entitlement, make a real financial difference for you or for another carer that you know?